You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet.
Hi.
Hello, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. Just three. Trying to get my delicious dish voice on.
You sound a little congested.
I've had some allergies, man.
Yeah.
This is about that time, like October and November is when something's out there that fucks my shit up.
It's
everywhere.
It lives, the worst I've ever had it. It lives by Brandon's parents' house. And we were in his woods one time when it was out, and I made direct contact with it, and I was fucked up for days, like fucked up. So there is one thing that gets me, and it's out there. I've never figured out, don't know what it is, never an allergy test, but it comes out about this time. But, so this week, we had talked about doing Lord of the Rings, but that's quite cumbersome. I'm sure you all realize.
We are going to do it.
We will do it.
Just not today. Sorry, Phil. We'll bring you in. Don't worry.
He was totally good. He's like, yeah, I figured. It's a lot. So let me know.
We're just doing the Fellowship of the Ring. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
No, all of it, including the Hobbit Extended Edition.
Okay.
Yeah, all the extended. It's only like 12 to 15
If the game
hours
covered more,
movies.
but the game just covers Fellowship. So.
I didn't see there were 3 Hobbit movies, right?
Yep.
I only
Yeah.
saw the first one.
So they took the Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
which was 3 huge
That
books,
makes sense to
and
do
made
that
it
in
into
3 movies. Yeah.
And then they took Hobbit,
The
which
Hobbit.
was like a half an inch thick,
Right.
and made it into 3 movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Silmarillion is going to be 45 movies. So, we talked about doing some calls, talked about doing some other stuff, just kind of having a therapy, relax, easy listening episode. My idea, if you guys want to do it, so about this time, 6-7-ish years ago, Dave, you and I did a Thanksgiving quiz. 36 questions to make you fall in love or strengthen your love by the end of it.
Okay.
We
I don't remember that, but I believe you.
We were supposed to do something and ended up doing that. We were supposed to do maybe Road Rash, and then instead I brought that up, and that became the whole episode. But I know we are now in very different places in our lives than what we talked about when we answered those questions then. Plus, we have an Ian.
Where?
So
Let's kill it
I
with
thought
fire.
maybe we could take those 36 questions again in celebration of the 7th anniversary of our Thanksgiving episode.
All right.
Sure, man.
And I've got I've got 2 drafts.
Okay.
Got some
Sweet.
other stuff.
All right.
But before all that, what you guys been up to?
Honestly, not a lot. Still watching One Piece. I'm up to episode 82, which is surprisingly not far into season 2. The first season was like 60 something episodes, not 30 like I originally thought. But so I'm still on that, and then I watched a movie called Black Cab. It's on Shudder right now, so if you have Shudder, you can watch it. Also on the streaming platform of choice for some of us. It stars Nick Frost from Shaun of the Dead fame,
Yeah.
and Hot Fuzz fame, and several other fames. And it is about this couple who is on a break, and they go out to dinner though with some friends, and the guy decides that he's gonna try to move back in with his girlfriend without talking to her about it, and it makes it all real awkward and stuff. And he's clearly an asshole, but they go and she goes to leave. She's like, "You're not staying at my house tonight. I'm leaving." He's like, "The hell you say?" And he follows her out, and she hails a cab and get in it. And he pushes his way into the cab with her. and then the cab driver kidnaps them, and chaos ensues.
Hell yeah.
It's a pretty good movie. I liked it. It had a couple of vague spots in it that I wasn't sure what they were going for, but all in all, I enjoyed it pretty well. 3 stars. Wasn't safe, says check it out. It's on Shudder. The only other thing I wanted to mention is there's this game that I sometimes play called Overwatch. I don't know if you've heard of it. I don't know if you've heard me talk about it. But it's like this indie game that's just kind of stayed under the radar. Really has stayed under the radar in the last 7 years. But this year is the 10th anniversary of the launch, the announcement of Overwatch, and then the launch was like right now. I think we're just like a couple of weeks to the 10-year anniversary of the launch of the game.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy. I've been playing. I stopped playing for a couple of years, but I've been playing for 8 out of 10 of those years.
Yeah.
PC, console, then back to PC. And they've been testing some various new modes for this game to keep drumming up interest. So I think I may have mentioned last week that for Halloween they did a Junkenstein's Lab.
Yeah.
And then you could pick different buffs for your different abilities, and they stacked, and you could discard and pick a different ability if you didn't like the way that was working out. And the farther along you got in the match, the more advanced and stronger the abilities became. And so the matches would get like, you could start out very easily getting your ass handed to you. But if your team picks the right sort of buffs and the right sort of enhancements, that could turn into a win for you because it's a better against what the other team picked. And so that has turned out to be one of the most popular things that Overwatch has ever done. And I think that they're creatively, I won't say creatively and mean it, but they're kind of, in a way, beta testing stuff with the player base that they've been conceiving of to see how well of a response it gets. Mm-hmm. And if it goes well, they factor it in for the new builds of the game and new modes and permanent modes. And the way that Overwatch has changed is quite a bit over the last 10 years or so. It's been quite a bit of change. And so this one is what caught my attention today. They just made an announcement that beginning tomorrow, which is yesterday for those of you listening to this show,
when it comes out,
they are now releasing Classic Overwatch, which will follow the same. I'm gonna read the little excerpt from the blog post about this release so that I get it all covered. From Blizzard's website, 8 years ago, Blizzard released it's not 10, it's 8. It was a 10-year anniversary of the announcement, 8 years anniversary of the game being released.
That makes me feel 2 years better.
Right, me too. 8 years ago, Blizzard released a completely new gaming world called Overwatch. Connected by a theme of fighting for the future, millions of you jumped in to experience new heroes like a time-jumping adventurer, an esports champion turned mech pilot, and a genetically modified gorilla from the moon. Together, we all fought across fantastic battlegrounds from all corners of a future Earth, including Temple of Anubis, Hanamura, Kings Row, and Dorado. Now you'll be able to relive the nostalgia in a series of new limited-time events in Overwatch 2, where you can experience the original heroes, abilities, and maps in the classic 6v6, which is 5v5 now. The classic 6v6 team-based action you remember. Get ready to answer the call for Overwatch Classic. Each Overwatch Classic event will feature heroes and balance from popular moments in the game's history, ranging from fast-paced and frantic gameplay of the 2017 Moth meta to the triple tank, triple support style of GOATs. In the first Overwatch Classic event, we're taking it all the way back to the original 1.0 release from May 2016, which includes many abilities that haven't been seen for years and all the chaotic gameplay from that era. Patch 1.0 first introduced us to the first 21 heroes and 12 maps across 4 different game modes, Many of the heroes had high risk but high reward gameplay. You'll also be able to flex with 1, 2, or even 6 tanks to form your frontline defense. There was one game mode once that you could play that everyone picked Winston. And it was just gorillas bouncing around everywhere. It was insane. And no one ever won because it's just how? How could you? Plant multiple turrets on the payload and constantly boop or hook your opponents into the Ilios well. Expect heroes like Widowmaker to be a constant threat, or be careful as you try to peek around corners, as Hanzo's scatter arrow can strike you before you can see it. Junkrat and Diva mains will need to watch out as their own weaponry can harm them. So it used to be that, like, when Diva would ult, she would have to run for cover, or her mech exploding would hurt her.
That.
Same with Junkrat's Riptire.
Junkrat, I remember because I played as him a lot more than Diva.
And then Hanzo's scatter arrow is something that everybody's been wanting back. You could fire the scatter arrow into a room full of opponents, and that fucking thing would just turn them in a blender.
Does it ricochet or
it bounces like several different arrows around inside the room, or just wherever he hits. It just ricochets basically. So I got to. It says, okay. Well, I'm almost through this. Finally, watch out for Mercy to swoop in after you make that stunning quintuple elimination, as her resurrect ultimate will instantly revive all of her fallen allies at once. I had forgotten that Mercy her ultimate used to be that she could res everyone on
what
the
is
team.
It now? I didn't know.
Right now it's called Valkyrie, and she basically chains her heal or damage between teammates that are close by, and she's flying. She flies. And it lasts for like 25 or 30 seconds. I mean, it goes on for a while. But I'm not as fond of that. I had completely forgotten about Team Res. So that's going to be really neat to experience that again. And what was funny was, like, so all of the Overwatch heroes have different, like, player icon, different sprays that you get for doing different things, like achieving things. And I had Mercy's cute spray, and usually there's a cute version of them in the spray, and usually it means, like, for example, as Diva, her cute is when you ult and kill everyone on the enemy team with one ult, or with Wrecking Ball, you throw down your grenades or your mines or whatever and kill 5 people with one ult. So it's like multiple things with one ult. Well, mine came from a team res as Mercy.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know that you can even get it anymore because that hasn't been an ability. So the question now from a lot of people is, are some of these old achievements and rewards going to be available again now that they're releasing these modes that are from the classic Overwatch?
So this is a mode. It's not going to, like, replace.
It's a mode.
Okay.
Absolutely it is. Yeah, the regular mode is still going to be in play, 5v5, quick play, competitive, but this is going to be and this is going to be for several weeks, which is unusual. Usually when they do something like this, it lasts for a week at most. Sometimes it's only a couple of days, depending on what it is. But this one, apparently, they think is going to get a lot of traction. And so I'm really kind of hoping, too, I don't know how they would do it, but I'm hoping, too, that they go back to the old user interface with, the badges at the end and that shows who did what. And like the old font that's like a little skinnier and kind of italicized.
Yeah.
It was a very stylized game back when it first came out. And then since then, it's gotten to be a little bit more milky, a little bit more watered down, not as distinctive. But I'm hoping stuff like that makes an appearance again, too. But I don't really see how they do that. I don't know. Maybe they can. I mean, if they can do this, I suppose they could do that.
Sure.
But it says here we're grouping heroes into their 4 original classes, but you're not required to play attackers when on attack or defenders when defending. Pick the heroes that work best for you. Also, in the first few days, Overwatch Classic will play with the no hero limits rule, as the original release didn't enforce hero limits, meaning you could have as many of the particular hero as you wanted.
God, I don't remember that.
It didn't last long. That was one like Overwatch 1.0, and that was patched out like a couple of months after the game was released. I don't know if it was that soon, but it was soon because it was like to the point where it was like 6v6 Winston.
Right,
you
sure.
know? And that just gets you nowhere. So they had to. When what's funny is people were talking about how, oh my gosh, it's going to be so weird, and people are going to be complaining. They said people are going to be complaining about bugs, which won't be the case because they did this with World of Warcraft.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone started complaining about bugs and problems and all this stuff not working right. And Blizzard's response was, that's not a bug. That's the way it used to be. And so I think that's going to be fun to see all the people on Reddit, on the Overwatch forums on Reddit, or subreddits on Reddit, talk about how, oh my God, I can't believe this game survived. It was so broken. How did we, I'm like, well, that's what you call progress. Blizzard listened to the player base. They still do. It's just a lot more monetized than it used to be. I also wish that during Overwatch Classic, they would bring back loot boxes. However, I don't think they're going to do that.
Probably not.
I don't think they're going to do that, which is sad. I want loot boxes back. I think I've said that before. I just want to make sure I'm on record with that. Back in the day, it was offense, defense, and tank and support. So you had like two different DPS, offense and defense. And then tank and support. Symmetra was a support. I had forgotten that she started as a support character. Yeah. So anyway, that's my announcement for this week. Just that for any of y'all that were into Overwatch when it first came out and you'd like to get back into the game that you remember, if you haven't played, now's the time.
That does sound pretty cool.
It is a neat idea. So they're going to make some changes along the next couple of weeks where they're going to basically patch it up the way that it was patched up only just over the course of several weeks instead of over the course of several years. So I'm excited. It's like I said, it starts tomorrow / yesterday. So I'm going to be in tomorrow playing, and I think that's going to be a fun time. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool, man.
So that's all I got for this week.
All my stuff is pretty much the same as last week. I'm still playing Disco Elysium, still watching Dawn to Dawn, still watching Ranma 1/2.
I got those two as well. I'm still on those with you.
I watched Fellowship of the Ring. So
you're ready.
Well, no, I haven't played the game because when you sent the message, I was like, oh, sweet. I can not play the Super Nintendo game. I watched a little bit of gameplay just to like get an idea of what I was in for, and that's why I was relieved when you were like, "Hey, can we not do it this week?" I was like, "Sounds great."
That's kind of where I was
looking forward to stabbing wolves that run erratically across the screen.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad. I did not watch the movie yet, although I've seen it several times. I haven't either, but. This was on me, by the way. For a dear listener, I decided this week that I just didn't have it in me. So I messaged these two, and I was like, can we not? And they were like, absolutely.
Yeah, totally fine. What about you, Tyler?
Let's see. Watched More of the Penguin. I have not seen episode 8, which Colin Farrell has come out saying, I think people are kind of cheering for Oz. Until episode 8, then you'll remember that he's a supervillain. So, but
I haven't watched it yet. I'm saving them up, but we're gonna watch.
It's phenomenal. Love it. I am current on What We Do in the Shadows. Last season, it's on right now. Can't get enough of that show. So sad it's over, or going to be over. Yeah, that's it. 'Cause it's just been very busy with work. It was Melissa's weekend on, so yeah, it was just very busy.
Get that. Oh, there is one more thing I wanted to mention. I have a couple of classic movie recommendations for anyone. If you have seen them or if you haven't, you should rewatch these movies. I rewatched Airplane 2: the sequel the other day. I'd forgotten how good that movie is.
I haven't seen that in so long.
The jokes are still funny. It still holds up.
Airplane I've seen kind of recently.
Yeah, their timing in those movies is second to none. And I cannot stress enough how fucking great both Airplane and Airplane 2: the sequel are worth a watch. If you're looking for something fun to watch over the next couple of days, find those movies and watch them. And the next one I want to recommend takes us to a place very near and dear to all of our hearts here in this room, I'm sure, especially fans of Only Murders in the Building, which is The Three Amigos.
Hell yeah.
I watched that movie and I don't remember laughing that hard at it the first times I've seen it. I was genuinely, truly, and completely amused by this movie. It made me happy. It made me laugh.
Yeah, it's great.
It's classic Steve Martin and Martin Short sprinkled with a little Chevy Chase to spice it up. I really liked this movie. I've seen it 100 times, but just wanted to mention it. If you haven't seen Airplane movies and The Three Amigos, those are guaranteed to get you laughing and put you in a good mood.
Is there a Three Amigos video game?
I doubt it.
No.
But there should be. That would
There
be
should be a
fun
plethora
game.
of them.
A plethora. Would you say, Tyler, that there is a plethora?
What if it
Three
was just a
Amigos
crafting game where you just made dolls of life-size dolls of Three Amigos?
Like you have to sew
You gotta sew 'em.
outfits.
Yeah. It's like a sewing mini game. That's all it is.
That would be amazing. I think it would be fun.
Yep. Unfortunately, there's not.
One for each other and all for one. The three brave amigos are we. That should be our theme song.
Yeah.
We're three amigos.
We should
Yeah.
I'll redo the logo as us as the thing. I'll just replace our faces over
Okay.
their faces.
Perfect. I didn't think that would get copyrighted infringemented at all.
I mean, we essentially use a Sonic
Pretty much
logo.
use Sonic, and that's been 12 years.
Yeah,
so,
that's been solid. So
yeah.
we'll be fine.
Suck our dicks, sick. All right, so what would you guys like to do? Got blind drafts. I've got the 36 questions.
Hit me with whatever you got, baby.
Dave, any preference?
I mean, do you think we could do all of it?
Yeah, probably.
Let's do it all.
Let's do all of
even
it.
if we don't get the
All right.
calls. We might still get the calls. Who knows?
All right. So we'll each round robin answer the 36 questions. Pull up because it was episode 369, totally
Nice.
planned Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, it was supposed to be Aladdin. Going to talk about Aladdin. Supposed to do NBA Jam. But then we went back and nope, our totally planned Thanksgiving episode where we get real.
Damn, Thanksgiving's so fucking far away.
Yeah,
It's not, but it feels like it is so fucking
shouldn't
far
be.
away.
It shouldn't be right around the corner, for sure.
36 questions, how to fall in love. The New York Times lists 36 questions you could ask someone if you want to fall in love or make your love even stronger, in the case with us. This app provides the ideal experience for exploring these questions. So grab some wine, sit down with someone you want to love, and let's get started.
Do we have wine? I could use a drink. For one, I could use a drink.
I could use a drink.
I can go get some. I do have some Purple Toad, Paducah Harbor. Got some Gatorade, make some Gator wine.
You already said purple toad
yeah.
wine.
All right, read one question aloud to your partner. Both of you answer. All right, question 1. If you could invite anyone in the world to dinner, who would it be?
I think my answer last time was Shigeru Miyamoto. I'm almost positive it was.
I have no idea who I said.
Like just me? Like to have dinner with just me or with us?
That's a good question. I guess whatever your preference is.
The writer of this post, so we can ask the question.
Right. The only
That's
reason
who I
I
would
asked you to
invite.
dinner is because I need to ask you,
Right.
did you mean me alone or with my significant other?
Your rules were unclear.
Once you answer, you have to leave.
I guess it's just you.
There is
we're,
no-
we're getting to know each of us personally.
There is no.
I got a lot of problems with your post, and you're going to hear about it.
There is no dinner. Just answer the question and leave. One person I can invite to have dinner.
Living? Do they have to be living?
I think they have to be living because it
Okay.
doesn't say. It just says one person in the world. So I
In the
assume
world.
living.
If they've got to be living,
Living makes sense. Yeah, living
Yeah.
makes sense.
well, yeah, it makes sense.
Right.
They're two very different questions.
Yeah. Question number 2. What dead person would you invite to have dinner with you?
That's heavy.
Yeah.
I would probably waste it. I would probably waste it.
Like on purpose?
I
Or-
would just probably go for whoever strikes my fancy at the time. Like if it were this moment, I'd invite Martin Short to dinner. And I'd
Fuck
just
it, I'll
hang
do
out
Martin
with-
Lawrence. Tyler can pick a Martin.
Yeah.
Martin Shkreli, the guy who bought the AIDS vaccine and the EpiPen, and made it $1 million.
Oh, yeah, so you could
invite him
ask
to dinner
him.
and beat the fuck out of him.
Poison.
Get that Wu-Tang album before you kill him.
Yeah, there you
right?
go. The only he has.
Oh, beat
yeah.
him, sorry. Before you beat him within an inch of his life. Get that Wu-Tang
Get
album.
that album and then release it.
I want to hear it.
Same. That is a hard question. So
Dave, any ideas? Got anybody else? Miyamoto still?
I mean, that'd be
Good
good.
one.
That'd be fine. I don't speak
Your
Japanese.
well,
well
it's a lot better now than it was 6-7 years ago.
It was, but I still could. I could ask Miyamoto if he likes tea.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you like tea, Miyamoto? And I could say things like, "That bus sure is yellow, isn't it, Miyoto-san?" I'd say his name right though. I don't know, man. That is a tough one. I feel like this is why the wine would be important, because you're like, let me drink like 2 glasses of wine, and then that'll get me to where I don't care about the answer enough to think about it for 10 minutes. And it's also one of those where it's like, there's plenty of people I'd like to, I don't know, man. I'm about to say there's plenty of people I'd like to meet who I admire, but honestly, like, I don't really like to meet the people that I admire because,
According to community, don't do it.
Yeah.
well, it's less that. It's less I feel like I'm going to be disappointed in them, but that's there too. But it's just like, it's anytime I've been at a convention or something and there's been somebody there that I would like to meet, it just feels so awkward to like meet somebody in that situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's not like organic, where it's very much like, well, I saw you were going to be here, and well, it looks like I can do that for $5. So here I am, and here's my $5.
Yep. Sign this, please. Take a picture.
So, shit.
I will land at this moment. I will land on Debbie Harry,
Okay.
lead singer of
Good one.
Blondie,
Yeah.
because I think she and I would get along, and I think we would have a fun dinner. Debbie Harry.
I'm going to go with Steve Harvey
Okay.
because I think it would make a really interesting story.
It would.
Like the time that I went to Olive Garden with Steve Harvey.
yeah. The fact that
The
you're
Paducah
going-
Olive Garden.
Paducah Olive
So like it's a huge deal to everybody there.
Right. Everybody's like
Think about
whispering.
that
"Is that
Facebook
Steve
post that
Harvey?"
got so much traction. Keith Urban comes to Southside Walmart. And all the comments like, is he really?
I forgot about that.
Come meet and get your album signed when Keith Urban comes to Southside Walmart.
I shop at Walmart too. I'm just like you regular.
I mean, he's only 2 hours away. I'm torn between famed, well, My initial gut reaction was between famed cousins Larry David and Bernie Sanders. I think both of them would be great to sit down with.
I don't know. That'd also be interesting. Larry David probably be a trip.
But yeah, I'm ready for the dinner to end. By the
Bernie
time
would pay for the meal. Larry David would not. So
Yeah.
No, it would not.
This is a treat for you. Brandon Sanderson would be a good one.
hey, there you go. Yeah.
David Sedaris would be a good one.
Shit, I could have gone Stephen King. That would have been interesting.
King would be, man.
I'd
King
be
would
like,
a
dude.
good one.
Why did you put yourself in those books,
Check, please.
homie? Yeah, I'll pass the butter, but like, dude.
After you tell me.
Well, he tweeted something about going back to that universe.
Yeah, you shared that with us, which is very exciting.
It's exciting, but also scary. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess it doesn't really matter.
yeah, I'm pretty much okay with pretty much any of it at this point.
Obama would be good.
I think Obama would be a good one, too. I think he'd be just like the kind of guy you could go to Olive Garden with.
Yeah.
You know?
I love
And
these
people wouldn't care
breadsticks.
nearly as much.
Apparently.
Not in Paducah.
Not here.
Tina Fey would be good.
God, Tina
God,
Fey would be
that's
really
a
good.
good one. That is a good one.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, Tina Fey's excellent.
Amy Poehler as well would also be a choice I
Yeah.
would accept. See, if given a list, if I was given a list, that might be easier, but maybe not. I
H.
don't
John
know.
Benjamin, we good. Ray Romano.
Kevin James.
Adam
Sandler, of course,
would be
naturally.
an
Sandler would
excellent
be good.
choice.
Rob Schneider.
Oh, God.
I
David
actually
Spade.
think Rob Schneider would be the best of that whole.
Roseanne. Just drinking the absolute fucking insanity.
Tom Arnold.
I love Tom
John
Arnold.
Goodman.
I do too.
John Goodman.
DJ
All of
Connor.
those people would be-
What podcaster could we have on to promote Conan? Conan O'Brien would be really.
Oh,
To
that
promote-
would be an excellent one.
What were finish that thought?
I mean, to get podcasting advice or promotion,
I got you.
take that angle.
I think Conan's advice would be like, well, do a talk show, do a late night, be a late night TV host for a really
Become
long time.
extremely famous and well known.
be more talented.
Yeah,
Be funny.
Way luckier.
Consistently funny.
Go to Harvard.
yeah. Have a dad who's a doctor.
Once you've
play
done
more
all
guitar.
those things, then have a podcast.
Then we'll have dinner.
Then we'll have dinner. And we'll talk about your podcast.
Only one of you plays guitar. That's a problem. All three of you need to play guitar. Yeah, I'll go with my first initial gut. I'll say Bernie Sanders.
Okay.
I'd like to learn a lot from Bernie Sanders. All right, question 2. Would you like to be famous? In what way?
Well, I'm already famous because of this podcast. We have like tens of millions of listeners. Take that, Conan.
Yeah.
With tens, you had it right more. I think with
Tens of listeners.
Yeah.
Tens of listeners. It's not even divisible by 10.
Patreon.com/TADPOG. Thank you.
I got recognized once at Dry Ground and bought a beer. Thank you, Dallas.
Nice.
That's right.
I've been very mildly famous as the bass player for the Playful 8 around here. I get recognized sometimes for that. Didn't you play for the Playful 8? Or someone will see my tattoo and not think it's a Dale Earnhardt tattoo. and say, hey, were you in the Playful 8? Yeah. Oh my God, I used to come to your shows. That was always fun. It doesn't happen now, but it used to happen, so that was fun. But if I was to want to be famous, yes or no, and if so, for what? I think I would like to be famous, yes. But for doing something useful.
I'm with you on that 100%.
You know, like
Yep.
I fixed the energy problem. I invented some gizmo that I was Homer inventing that gizmo, only I got to finish the dream and see what the gizmo was that changed the world.
Famous like the guy who invented the USB drive.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, a lot of real nerdy people know who that is, but not everybody, right? But everybody uses his product.
Yep.
I want to be famous for being the guy who went to Olive Garden with Steve Harvey
Oh, that would work.
In Paducah.
in Paducah.
Paducah, that would be.
That would get you. That would you could get you Paducah fame for
you
like
should for Paducah
10
fame
years.
for a while, easily.
You know,
It'd be a hell of a way to promote your podcast.
that's right. Yeah.
Way better than that Conan O'Brien guy.
Well, I don't know about that.
If you were eating lunch, do you think you'd be more famous or more well regarded for eating dinner with Conan at Olive Garden or Steve Harvey at Paducah Olive
I
Garden?
think Steve Harvey.
I do too.
Yeah,
I think it would be-
yeah, I think Steve Harvey. But he's dressed like he's dressed in Kings of Comedy. He's got the hair and
Right.
everything.
And I mean, like I said, as far as the podcast promotion vehicle, we would at least have record listens for that next week's podcast.
Yeah.
And then everyone would realize what the show's about, and most everybody would stop listening.
It's because I sneak a recorder in to the table at Olive Garden.
yeah.
So the podcast is actually
Hide it under the napkin. And
Yeah.
hope that he doesn't need to use his napkin.
right.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, Ian. Famous for doing something, contributing something, making something. Famous or as an author. I think it'd be nice to be famous as an author.
That would be cool too. Like that.
So your
you've
work
got,
is
like-
famous, but you may not necessarily get recognized or have to deal with all the shit.
Right.
But your work is something.
You're known as the guy who wrote that one book that I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
And
That's where I'm at.
if you don't put your face in the book sleeve, I mean, yeah, it'd be a lot harder to see you.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a controlled amount of fame.
Pseudonym fame. Like you like come up with an alter
Richard
ego.
Bachman
Richard
fame.
Bachman fame, right? Like you write bestsellers, but no one really knows who you are.
Yep.
At least not until you tell everyone.
Yeah.
Because you're already a successful horror novel author.
Yeah. That level. Not like, yeah.
Where was Richard Bachman during all this shit that went down in the Dark Tower? Where was he?
Man, I got to be honest
Running.
with you. If Richard Bachman were in the book instead of Stephen
Would've been
King,
so much better.
I do honestly think that would be funny, which would make it better. You know what I mean? Like I would read that and be like, I
completely
respect that actually.
There'd be a soft, there'd be a level of saran wrap of fiction that you
Right.
could just be comfortable pressing up
Yeah,
against.
right. It's not like, yo, I'm just gonna masturbate in the middle of this Dark Tower series that you like so much. It would be more like, hey, I'm gonna kind of poke fun a little bit. And it's
Right.
like, okay,
I do agree.
I like that better
would've been
than-
better.
I didn't even think about that. I wish we talked about that when we did that series.
Me too.
Patreon.com/TADPOG.
But yeah,
Tower
ultimately
series.
not very famous. Just famous enough to be wealthy.
Wealthy and well regarded.
Well, I
Yeah.
think you got to separate them, right? Maybe like
I mean, yeah, because you're definitely famous and not
you
wealthy
can
or benefit from it
certainly
at all.
be famous and not be wealthy. And the question is, would you want to be famous? Not would you like to be famous and wealthy?
And certainly not famous for being wealthy.
No,
Like that's the worst.
But I don't want to be famous for something bad. You know,
I think you get to. Yeah, that's true. I was about to say I think you get to choose what you're famous for, but
so I think it's like, you know, one thing leads to another. If I'm famous for writing a best-selling book, I'm probably going to be wealthy.
well, maybe you don't manage your money well.
I'm hoping that I make enough money to where I can start managing my money better.
Look, hey, I understand, but I'm just saying.
But I also suck at managing money, so I probably would be famous and poor.
I don't think necessarily. For the
Mid
purposes
2000s Nick Cage, famous and poor.
for the purposes of the question, I feel like it's important to not bring wealth into it.
Well, my initial reaction was famous for like producing or creating something that's beneficial and helpful and useful. whether that comes with wealth is not where I was going originally. So I still say that something that I could, give to everyone if I could.
I mean, I want it to come with wealth too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I do too.
sure.
But if it does better everyone's lives without harming anyone else, I think that would be a good thing to be famous for.
Here's my true blue answer. Because it was a throwaway line, I believe, on a Radio Lab, and I've thought about it ever since, and thought about if I was the one to do that, what I would do with everything that came after that. So if I could construct in exactly which way I was famous, I would choose to be the one who created and patented, quote unquote, left-handed sugar. So sugar, like microscopically, is in a right L shape. But that's where you get its calories, it's everything that comes around with sugar. It's incredibly expensive, from what I know that they can do it, to synthetically basically flip those molecules so it's left-handed. So it goes molecularly the other direction.
So now it's
and when
an
you do
upside
that,
down 7.
yes. But left-handed sugar doesn't contain any calories. It's like all the benefits and none of the negatives. And the thing in the Radio Lab, if someone could figure out how to do that so cheap, cost-effective on a mass scale, they'd be the world's first trillionaire. Because
Absolutely.
they could. It would change the world. So
Because then I could drink sodas and eat candy bars and be a fucking pig.
I'll make everything
and
you want.
Not hurt my
and
body.
everyone all over the world,
Yeah.
every corner of the globe would be all about it. Do that, patent that, live in the United States and use the dark money structure that has been patented to tear it down against itself. And then start using all of that to influence things going the other direction. Create tons and tons of nonprofit businesses to be real competitors in the invisible hand of the market to all these monopolies and oligopolies and everything that's been established, and set up new affordable communications, rival, just basically then use that money to fix everything wrong with the United States because of all the bad billionaires, even though that's kind of an oxymoron. Be the first good trillionaire and actually fix shit.
The man that controls the sugar controls the world.
The left-handed sugar must flow.
The left-handed sugar must flow freely to the people.
Dave, what about you? I don't think we've really touched on about it.
Yeah, I think it'd be weird I'm sure not all podcasters would say yes, but it makes sense that, someone podcasting and would be like, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, totally. It doesn't have to be something that creates a whole bunch of work. Like, I don't want to invent left-handed sugar because, like, man, I got exhausted listening to the shit that you wanted to do. I'm fine to just like, yeah, okay, this is an indicator of some success. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, just be able to be famous enough to follow your passions and make.
Yeah,
what you
I think
need to
that's a
follow your
wealth.
passions.
I think that's a wealth thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I honestly feel like fame is like, all fame is like a indicator that, I don't know. I guess if you're famous in what you want to be famous for, it's an indicator of success. But then sometimes I think it's just an indicator of
And sometimes you're Diddy.
dumb luck. Yeah, sometimes you do bad stuff.
Now, on a more practical level of something that I could actually achieve, being a famous video game streamer would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
I think that would be fun because I could absolutely play video games as a job, especially games that I love.
Make that amaranth money.
Yeah, exactly.
Diddy's Dong Quest? Is that a
Yes.
is that a joke that's been made probably already?
Probably, surely.
Diddy's Dong Quest.
TM.
Yeah. New name of podcast. I'm sorry. I'm changing the name.
No longer
I have the
good
power
for
to do it. I'm going to change the name to Diddy's Dong Quest. It'll get our numbers up. Then we'll bring it back.
I want to see that thumbnail.
The Three Amigos.
Can you still just use the Three Amigos logo?
Yeah, of
Call it
course.
Diddy's Dong
Yeah.
Quest and
And
use
then
the
we put Diddy
typeface
Kong
for
with
the-
a big with a big hog in front of the three of us.
Yeah.
With Diddy's face on it.
Yeah, instead of bananas, it's like baby oil. Bottles of baby oil.
Boom, famous.
Yeah, we did it.
Like R. Kelly in the background peeking out from behind a tree.
Yeah, R. Kelly's Donkey Kong in this situation. Yeah.
All right. Question 3. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say?
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't know. I believe it or not, despite my unbelievably gifted podcast skills and persona, I'm not great at ad lib. And I got to back up a little though and say it depends on the call I'm making. Because, if I'm just calling to shoot the shit with someone, then I don't have to rehearse that. Yeah. But if I'm calling a customer at work or I'm calling someone to give them some bad news or good news, I might think in my head how I'm going to phrase it so that it makes the most sense when it comes out of my mouth and maybe doesn't get me in trouble. But if it's just a casual phone call, I don't. But if the call has weight or money behind it, I do tend to think through what I'm going to say before I say it. A little more definitely more than I do on this show.
Yeah.
I mean, I write things down to refer to on this show.
Just bullet points, yeah.
I just say I say whatever the fuck comes to my head in this show. So, but yes, I do that.
Dave, how about you?
I have before. So, but do I it's the same situation where usually when I have before, like when I was a teenager, I remember rehearsing calls with girls before calling them. Mm-hmm. And with work, sometimes I guess I will, but it's less rehearsing the actual call and more like having a bulleted list of like, this is the stuff like that we need to touch on. And
this is why I'm calling this person.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Or if they do say this, I'll usually think about when it's an important phone call, I'll think about, well, what might they ask? Like, what do I need to be prepared for? Have they asked me to do something that I haven't done? Like if so, these are the reasons why I haven't done it.
Right.
But other than that, no. But I also don't really talk on the phone that much.
I don't, if I can help it.
So, I mean, there's that.
I do for work. Because to piggyback on you, Dave, yes, as a teenager, I remember there was a girl that Josh liked, and he had the hardest time talking to her. So I would Cyrano de Bergerac for him and I remember writing out note cards and holding it up for him for like topics of conversation because he just had no idea what to say.
Dirty pillows?
They're called breasts.
And then, of course, my high school girlfriend, we weren't talking on the phone so much, I would make notes just to have something to say because I'd eventually run out and we'd just be sitting there and she still won't want to get off the fucking phone.
Oh, my favorite thing about high school girlfriends.
That was the most
phone in silence.
That was the gold medal if you had a good relationship, the amount of time you spent on the phone together.
Yeah, it was.
I remember.
Me too.
I read so many comic books while sitting in silence on the phone with high school girls.
How do you think I've watched so much TV and movies in my life? I had a phone and a TV in my room when I was a kid. So whenever Amanda just wanted to sit on the phone and fucking not talk and check in, you still there? Yeah. Love you. Love you. Go back to watching my shit.
Because my high school girlfriend, she learned to hate Kids in the Hall because I would want to get off the phone on Saturday to watch that and eat lunch. And she just hated it. She hated that 30 minutes that I don't want to eat and watch Kids in the Hall. She fucking hated it.
You're making it too much like work.
Then I remember Brandon's California girlfriend in high school. Whenever they broke up, her next boyfriend, like the dig back at Brandon was, yeah, he and I fell asleep on the phone together and woke up and said good morning the next day. It's like,
God, kids are stupid.
Fuck you.
Kids are so stupid.
But also, when I was really little, I would rehearse to the point that I started like echoing to myself. Like I would say something out loud and then like Brick Heck in that one show with the mom with Deborah after she did Everybody Loves Raymond. She had the show, and Brooke would say something and then whisper it. I did something like that because I would rehearse shit so much in my head. So I get away. I don't do that now. I actively make a concerted effort because I did so much of it being little and in my teenage years that now it's just like I'm just better off the cuff. Just fucking go with it. As much time as I've just been on the phone calling other people in the hospital and calling vendors and calling blah, 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 it's just fucking do it. So no, not anymore. What would constitute a perfect day for you?
Waking up early but refreshed.
You're different, my friend. Our days already started off different.
Because I like to get up early, but I hate getting up because I love sleeping. Mm-hmm. But if it's going to be a perfect day, I kind of want there to be the most day awake. You know, if I sleep till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, well, that's most of the day gone.
Yeah.
But if I wake up early, I want to feel fully rested, fully refreshed.
Yeah.
And then just kind of, I mean, honestly, just not have to do anything. Not have to do anything. Mm-hmm. Just do whatever. If I decide to just be lazy or if I want to get up and go, you know, nice, cool weather, sunny, everything's kind of just falling into place. Everything's kind of coming up Millhouse, right? It's just sort of the little things all going right. The little things that drive me crazy and irritate me every single day of the week. The things that I get so tired of having to put up with in and out, day in and day out. Just be a nice, normal day where everyone's in a good mood. I have enough money to buy the things that I need. Mm-hmm. And I just don't, where nothing significant happens, good or bad. Just a pleasant, easy day with no worries, no concerns. That honestly is all it would take for me to consider it a perfect day. Maybe take a little day trip with Tanya or something, you know, just whatever. Just as long as everything goes right, I would consider that a perfect day because so often things just go wrong.
Yeah.
More often than not, things go wrong. And it's after enough of that, it gets hard to look on the bright side and to see those silver linings and to, you know, when you go to the grocery and you're spending $250 on groceries, whereas you were spending half that a week before, and just all those little day-to-day things that just pile up and make it hard to live, not happening.
Yeah.
Just, that would be a perfect day for me. Oh, and I get to take a short nap.
Perfect day. Perfect day for me. Probably wake up about 9 o'clock, since we're talking about when to wake up.
It's a good hour.
First of all, in order for it to be the perfect day, I have to have tomorrow off.
Nice.
100%. It is like it cannot be a perfect day
if you have to.
If I have to work the next day.
It is an I will adopt that into my
Like, it's
into my
impossible.
pile
It's good.
as
It's
well.
Fridays are better than Saturdays, which for me, which is very weird. But Fridays are better than Saturdays.
Friday night when you have Saturday off is the best. It's better than Saturday off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Friday night is it's amazing.
Yep.
But even Friday at like after lunch at work.
Right. You're on the down slope.
Oh man, it's like, I got like fucking I'm not gonna squander this weekend.
Right.
There's so much shit that I can do.
Right.
So
There's that hope.
the feeling of hope is like it's better than the actual weekend itself.
It really is. You're right.
The feeling of like, freedom is coming up. It's so much better than the actual weekend. So I'm trying. You brought in weather, which I like.
I think it helps. I think it helps to have weather that you're fond of on your perfect day. Now, even if you're not going to be outside.
No, I agree. So, but I'm torn between like, do I want the weather that I actually like to be outside where it's like mid to high 40s, bright, sunny?
That's nice.
Or do I want it to be, it's raining all day, so I can stay inside all day? And
Ring ding ding, baby.
And no one will be like, hey, don't you want to go outside? Because I could be like,
it's gray.
You idiot. It's raining.
It's gray.
I love waking up. I'm going to wake up at 9 a.m. and it's thunderstorm.
But nobody sleeps when it's raining.
Not a violent thunderstorm. Just like I can hear thunder
off in the distance.
Yes. No one's freaking out about tornadoes or shit.
No.
I can almost guarantee you that when we took this quiz the first time, I probably brought up oral sex, so I'm going to bring up oral sex again. But now that I've grown and matured, it'll start with oral sex and evolve into P and V. So there we go. Yeah, right? And then maybe go back to oral for the last
Finish.
part.
Yeah.
But I'm going to change it up.
I don't work the next day, and I haven't come in the 3 days before that.
Oh, man.
That is a special time.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, like, I don't know. Anything after this is just kind of icing on the cake.
Basking at that point.
I mean, yeah. Having a nice meal would be nice. Having 2 nice meals. How about 3 nice meals? How about I go to Olive Garden with Steve Harvey that day, and then he and I invent left-handed sugar when we get back home. There's the perfect day.
Not bad. Starts raining after you get back.
Right. Yeah, it pauses just long enough for us to go to Olive Garden. What about you, Tyler?
I think I agree with you. Off the next day. Melissa and I sleep in until 10:30. 10:30.
10:30 is also a good
10:30.
time to get up.
Pouring outside, overcast, super hard, heavy rain. Hear it on the windows, hear it on the roof. And my roof in this scenario is made of metal.
Tin roof.
Yeah. Rusted.
Rusted.
It's comfortably cold in the bedroom.
Yes.
Lots of blankets.
Mm-hmm.
We wake up at the same time. Morning sex, followed by cuddling in bed, comfortably warm under the covers. Put on something we really want to watch. Have a good brunch, DoorDashed in, delivered. A good breakfast burrito. Continue to stay in there. The kids can knock on the door, come in, tell us funny stories. So we still see the kids. They're all happy. They're in good moods. There's no drama, but they're a part of the day until eventually we get up. Fridge, pantry, everything fully stocked. All the snacks we want. So just casually hang out, watch TikToks, watch TV, snack around on whatever we want throughout the day. She would take a nap. I would listen to a really good book and play a game while she takes a nap. And then that night, go out to a really good dinner. Come home, have some good edibles, do whatever else we want to do. Repeat of the morning. Raucous lovemaking. It's raining again. It stopped long enough to go out to dinner.
Of course.
And then it starts raining again for bedtime. Really good, scary movie in the comfortably cold, perfectly dark room until 3 or 4 in the morning, and then go to bed, knowing we don't have to get up the next day. Perfect day.
It's a good one.
You fall asleep on the phone. Wake
with
up,
her side by side.
say hello to each other.
Call each other while you're in bed next to one another.
Number 5.
You watch Kids in the Hall. She doesn't say shit about it.
We eat lunch in silence, watching kids in the hall.
No laughing, no blinking.
I leave
Just sandwich and kids in the hall.
Sandwich and cabbage head.
I leave the room and go into the living room and eat my lunch and watch kids in the hall. And completely ignore her for 30 minutes.
But the comedy, for some reason, the Comedy Central version from the 90s is on. It's commercials and everything.
Yeah.
It's the world with antenna on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I can't tell you what the fucking logo is right now.
Buildings. It's not antenna.
It's two
buildings.
C's. It's like
Is it
Comedy
still?
Central.
Yeah.
Okay.
To my knowledge, I believe
Okay.
it is. Question 5. When did you last sing to yourself or to someone else?
When you say sing to yourself, like,
You literally just did. Tyler.
I guess that's my answer. Yeah.
I mean, it was
So don't
some
you fucking
Matchbox
try to
20
say
to
some
you.
other shit because we know.
When I definitely sing
Roll the tapes.
a part of Matchbox
Roll
20
it
to
back.
Dave.
I sang the Three Amigos theme song about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, you sure did. I sang on the way here
Nice.
in my car. So
While you were listening to a podcast.
yeah,
I literally never sing to myself. Ever.
but the other
The last
people?
time I did it was when I was little in my closet mad at my parents. That's probably the last time I sang to myself.
You sing to other people though, like on like birthday and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you do happy birthday?
That's probably about it. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Like out of obligation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of my own, to break it down 400 notches, the last time I willingly sang to somebody not out of obligation was to Grayson the day he died. But yeah, the girls, all of them, always sing to themselves constantly.
John does that.
They vocal stem, all of them, and they feed off each other and start. It's insanity in my house when they all get going, especially Addie and Melissa.
John does that. He constantly humming and singing at work.
Blake
Constantly.
whistles at hums. I remember that about Blake. He'd always whistle, and when Shake came to visit, it drove him fucking crazy.
See, I like to whistle a lot, but I don't do it because I know it drives people nuts. My dad used to whistle constantly. And then after my mom died, he didn't do it so much. And then after he met Cindy, he started whistling again. So it was nice to hear that again. But yeah, he was a big whistler. You know he was coming. Like, I could find my dad in places. Like, he used to have an office down at the old Executive Inn. And like I would go down there for something, to talk to him about something, or to borrow some money or get money or something, you know. And he wouldn't be in the office. And then I'd be I'd just start walking around the Executive Inn and listen. And eventually I'd hear him whistling, and he'd usually be at the arcade or at the restaurant or walking down the hall or something whistling. So I like that too, but I don't do it because it's irritating.
Everyone in my family just can't believe the so little attachment to music and singing that I have. That like we can be watching something and I want to be like tapping my foot. I'm so disconnected from it that it baffles them.
I think it's just confusing because you're so much a performer at heart. You know, you were such a creative person.
I've always loved talk radio, stuff like that. Music has just never been my thing.
Yeah, it's just strange. You'd think that stuff like that would kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's just seems odd that you wouldn't be more into music than you are.
Yeah. Now, what? Instead of singing, I do walk around the house doing Naruto jutsu hand gestures. That's my version. Question 6. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want?
Could you repeat the question?
I had to, it's like, what are they saying? If you were able to live to the age of 90 and then retain either the mind or the body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years,
Last 60?
which would you want? You would retain your body,
Right.
but
right.
from 30 to 90, but your mind would age, or your body ages, but you retain the mental acuity of a 30-year-old all the way to 90.
I think I would go for mental acuity of a 30-year-old and just try to be better about taking care of my body because even at an old age, if you take care of yourself, you can be all right. Shit, my grandmother's about to turn 95 and she still lives alone and drives her car and stuff.
So was my 91
No,
down
she's
there.
a little
She's the same
slow
way.
getting around, obviously, but she's not by any means decrepit. You know what I'm saying? So but there's not a whole lot you can do about cognitive function that is kind of proven to be.
A mentally declined 90-year-old with the strong body of a 30-year-old is a fucking liability.
Right, it's dangerous.
That is fucking dangerous.
Crazy old person that doesn't have the body of a 30-year-old could be restrained.
These are my
from what he
batteries.
Yeah.
Just shoving Office Depot managers.
Just, fighting people.
Yeah.
Beating ass. Yeah, I think to have your mind at 90, you're the old man full of wisdom.
You're like
as opposed to the senile ass beater.
randomly,
that's so funny to me.
blurting out racist insults like as a looking
What are you
like a
gonna do about it?
30-year-old. At least when you do that when you're 90, they're like, oh, he's an old man. He doesn't know what he's saying. Or maybe he does, but he'll be dead soon, so we don't care.
Imagine if Joe Biden was in Michael Phelps' body.
Yeah, that's kind of a good example of why that wouldn't work.
Cool off. Go for a swim, Joe. That'd be fun to watch.
Trying to remember how to swim.
Yeah, just Joe Biden swimming laps, like really well.
Eating 10,000 calories of ice cream afterward.
Leslie Knope would love it.
All right, question 7. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die? Yes, and I'm sure I said it the last time we did it. I'm going to die in the shower. I'm going to slip and die in the shower.
That's
I
real
fucking know
common.
it.
It's a common. Yeah, the bathroom deaths are really common.
My grandfather died that way. He slipped
My
in the
30-year-old
bathroom.
body will not make it. When I slip.
when you slip and whap your head on the bathroom sink, it doesn't matter how old you are. That'll get you, especially if you have a heart condition.
So, have you had a close call?
A few. I've never. Well, yeah. When I was a kid, this scar I have between my eyes was me taking one of my first showers, and I slipped in the shower, fell, and cracked my head open on. It's a glass door that would open with a sharp rim.
Yeah, I know
I
those.
slipped and fell and busted my head wide open, and my mom walked into me on the edge,
Face down. Right, yeah.
to
That's
the
what a parent wants to see when they
Yeah, there's blood everywhere.
Did you have to have stitches?
Yeah. Yeah. And it started out, it was up here, I did it in my forehead, and as I've grown, it's
Oh,
down now,
wow.
between my eyes.
Interesting.
Yep. So yeah, that's what's gonna. It started then. That was my. I should have died.
Yeah.
Final destination.
Yeah.
And that's how it's gonna come back to me.
Right.
Well, the reason I ask is because like I've been in the shower before. This is like I don't know within like a year or so, and you have the like squeak,
Whoa.
and it's like oh shit! It's like one of those where
It's
like
like hydroplaning for a second.
yeah,
It's like oh,
yeah, it's like I'm fucking super awake now. It's like I can see what everything smells like in the room.
I remember you told the story a long time ago when you and Nikki nearly wiped out in that snowstorm.
Oh
in
yeah,
Lexington.
man. Yeah,
And just pulled over to a hotel and had the best fucking sex of your lives.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it really was. I mean, that was just like a fucking adrenaline. That was one of those where it's like time slowed down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as like the end of this truck is like coming towards the windshield. Yeah, man, that was scary.
Ian, as the one statistically closest to death, please tell us.
Probably gonna just get cancer of some kind and die slowly and painfully. I mean, that's how everyone in my family dies, is slowly and painfully and suffering.
Mine's generally heart disease.
Yeah.
On both sides, my maternal and paternal grandfathers died of heart attacks. So
My mom starved to death. My dad is fine now, but he was going to be. I don't know how he's okay because I remember I told you he fell down the steps a couple years ago and fucking whacked his head hard. Doctors to this day are still like, I don't know how you're alive. So for him, like, it'll be an accident. He's gonna die he's gonna die in an accident like that. Me, I'm gonna suffer. That's just my lot in life. I know it is. I've always believed it. I don't know why. Maybe it won't be that way, but I doubt it. It's a positive message, I know, but I just, I was honestly, I was pretty certain that this colonoscopy was going to result in me having cancer because my mom was 54 when she died and I'm 51. And fortunately, the polyps they took out of me were not precancerous. So I don't have cancer.
Yeah.
At least not there. But my family is just predisposed to cancer pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
And so, I was just convinced that was it. This was the one. This was what they were going to tell me. Mm-hmm. Okay, guess what? You're in for the next 10 years of suffering. We're going to have to take things out of your body that you need.
Dude, I like, not to bring shit down, but straight up, like, I am not going through that. Like, if a doctor ever tells me that, it's like, all right, I'm going to make some arrangements with my family.
Sure.
Let them know what's going on. I'm not, dude, I can't.
Go pick me up a pack of Marlboro Reds, and I will see you on the other side.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
man.
that's probably how I'll try to ride it out until I get too scared and then go to treatment, and then it'll be too late, and then I'll suffer forever and die.
Well, they have the suicide pod. Have you seen that in Norway?
I have heard of this thing.
They finally got used for the first time.
They've got the right to die there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it was still like it's legal, but they had this pod set up in the woods for whoever wanted to use it, and someone finally got it and used it. But there's questions about
help! I'm stuck. Help! I got it accidentally. Fuck! Help!
Well, it was for Instagram.
They reported it, and whenever they did an autopsy, she had signs of choking around her neck.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know if that's the thing.
Someone just shoved the body out. It's the perfect crime. I choke ladies and put them in the suicide pod.
And nobody even questions it.
See, I didn't even think about that. I just thought about the Avenger hiding in the pod and strangling people to death. So sometime soon, I just gotta wait here.
It's like,
See,
what's the
I
pod?
grab the women and I shove them in the pod, and I say, "Push the button." And if they don't, I say it again.
But mean this time.
I make sure
Push the button or I'll kill you. That's what I end up
I
saying.
imagine the pod is just like a fucking Iron Maiden with spikes.
Snap.
It looked like a sleeker version of the fucking Time Cop pod.
Like the car?
the car.
Yeah.
Except it hits the wall.
Car. They tell you it's time
suicide
travel.
pod.
See? They tell you it's time travel.
Either way, you
And
go
then
back
you-
to fix a mistake or
You
die.
hit that button, and right as you realize, oh no, you're dead. It's just that fast. It slams into the wall and you're dead.
The time killer strikes again. No, you see Time Cop, right? It'll be
It's
fine.
that.
just get in the car.
It's
How high's
that.
your blood pressure? I got to ask you that first.
See, we're taking precautions to make sure you're okay. Trust us. It's time travel.
All right, question 8. Name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common.
Appear to have
Our partner, or are we doing us?
I would say you're a romantic partner.
So not our partner.
Yeah, partner instead of partner. Yeah.
Okay.
Partner instead of Huckleberry.
Okay.
Okay. My wife Tanya and I have a lot of things in common. We both equally like movies and TV. Mm-hmm. That's our passion together, especially like horror movies. But we enjoy watching movies together and TV together. That's been the thing we've bonded over the most. We're a month apart. She was born a month before I was, literally one exact month. And we both came up in households where TV was always on, and we were left in front of the TV.
Sure, you're Gen X babysitter, yeah.
Yeah, it was our Gen X babysitter, latchkey. All that shit is true. All that shit is true. The things that they joke about on TikTok about watch out for Gen X, they're sneaking up on you. All of that is true because that's what we did. All we did was watch TV and play outside, and we had very little supervision. And Tanya and I are almost exactly alike in that way. We could sit in front of the TV for fucking hours and do nothing but watch other people do things on TV. So that is a thing we have in common. We said 3 things?
3 things.
Okay. We are both enablers of one another.
I think that's pretty common.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do. I think that's a common thing.
Yeah. I mean, we just do.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like we have too many guilty pleasures, right? And I try to say be responsible about something, and I'm really not being. I'm really like lamenting the fact that I have to be responsible about this thing or buying that.
You don't want to see.
And she says, well, just go ahead. Don't worry about it. Just do it. And I do the same thing.
You don't want to see someone you love suffer.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I honestly think that's why a lot of couples do it.
Yeah. We're very much enablers of one another, and I love it. I love it. I love that about us. I know it's not healthy, but I love it. And that is one thing we definitely have in common. And then, and I'm not including like family ties here. I'm not going to say we both love our kids because that's a given. That's not fun.
No.
Well,
I mean, I love my kid.
You know what I mean.
I also know plenty of people who don't.
I thought you were going to say, I love my kid. I don't know if Nikki does or not, but I know I do.
I do.
But I'm just trying to stray away from easy answers on this one.
Yeah, avoid the tropes.
Yeah, the tropes. That's a good one. Strangely enough, another thing that we have in common is that we love to shop. I will go.
Another part of the enabling.
I guess that's probably more of an extension of enabling. We go shopping together.
Yeah, I don't know. I can see it hand in hand, but it's different. I mean, it's something that you both enjoy doing.
Enjoy doing, and we do a little shopping every weekend. That's what some people go hiking. We go shop. We go even if we don't buy anything. We go look at stuff.
Yeah,
wander around and shop.
Antiquing's good.
Antiquing is one thing we do, which back when my parents were going antiquing, it was boring. They were looking at real antiques like furniture. I'm seeing Dukes of Hazzard fucking lunchboxes and
hell yeah,
Funko Pops and shit. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's another thing we have in common. There's more, but those are my 3 that come to mind.
Dave?
Kids in the hall, anal sex, ecto cooler. All right.
Hell yeah.
Your turn.
Same. For Melissa, it's definitely pitch black sense of humor. Only person who we've ever both been with to match each other's sex drive. And then we're both hopeless romantics.
Nice.
But okay, now let's expand about it. What about the 3 of us? What are 3 things the 3 of us have in common?
We are podcasters. How about that?
Anal sex,
Anal
and
sex,
ecto cooler.
You got it.
I think
I was joking about the anal sex. It's not a favorite of
Oh,
either
yeah.
of us.
Me too. I was too. I promise.
Fine. I'd say, I mean, the senses of humor, I think we all have
Very
boundary-pushing senses of humor.
very compatible senses of humor,
Yeah.
I would say.
Because we all like video games, but we're all very different. Our spheres are all pretty different.
Yeah, it's like a weird Venn diagram. At some point they cross, but not as
Not as often as you might
would
think.
for being video game podcast hosts.
Video games are so like broad now.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. It's for better or worse. Not making a qualitative call here, but like I remember when I was 7 years old, it was like, "Do you like Nintendo?"
Right.
Yeah, I do. I love Nintendo. Like I love Nintendo. Yeah, the Nintendo Entertainment System. I love it.
You know, it's called Famicom in Japan,
What?
right?
But now it's like, do you like video games? Well, yeah, but there's just so many. It's just so. It's
What
broad.
kind are you talking
Right.
about?
Yeah.
I remember that time when I first came on the first time I came on the show. You asked me the questions,
Yep.
and you were like,
Your interview.
What makes a gamer?" You know, and that is I stand by my answer that. And if you're over there playing Candy Crush, you're a gamer. If that's your
Right,
thing,
sure.
you're a gamer. You know,
Yep.
it's because it's so diverse and such a broad spectrum anymore. But we do have that in common.
I think you said earlier that we're definitely all creatives.
I think so.
And that's what we love. Well, why we enjoy this, why we all enjoy tabletop so much. And big old dicks.
That was a given.
But in different ways. Big in
Very
different ways.
Yeah.
Big, but
dicks are-
equal.
Mine's really wide.
Dicks as different
But
as our
it's
video
super
game
short.
tastes. What in life do you feel most grateful? What in your life do you feel most grateful?
What do I feel the most grateful for in my life?
Yep.
My ability to problem solve, because I've been presented with thousands and thousands of problems in my life, but I've managed to get through it and solve them one way or the other. And I think it's a critical skill, and I'm glad I'm decent at it. I wouldn't say I'm a good problem solver, but I'm fair to middling,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to life problems. My problem solving ability is probably what I'm most grateful for.
Yeah, you've made it through the other side of all the issues life's thrown at you.
Right.
So if you weren't good at it, then yeah, it'd be a very different situation for you.
Exactly. And that benefits a lot of people, not just me. I solve problems for other people too. Also, my ability to solve problems is how I make my living.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
There's a lot tied to that. So being insightful and being able to work my way around a problem is a good thing, because I know several people who just can't, who freeze up, who don't know what to do. They completely and totally depend on others. And I'm not saying I don't depend on others, but I can get myself out of most jams if needed, one way or the other.
Dave, how about you?
Buffalo Trace.
There you go. Hell yeah.
The whiskey,
The bourbon.
the bourbon, rather.
But no, not really. That's a joke.
No, his ability to trace buffaloes. He's really
I'm
good
sorry, I
at it.
meant to say
Tracing.
tracing buffalo.
No, the movie about tracing buffaloes.
Right,
Buffalo Trace. I don't personally trace buffaloes. I aspire to be a buffalo tracer one day.
But for now, it's just good enough to watch the real pros.
Yeah, I'm no
do
Ed
the
Scottman. World famed buffalo tracer.
work. Oh, I know who Ed Scottman is. Come on, Dave.
I didn't know. It's
No T-Beck Minzemeyer. That's for damn sure.
That's one thing we have in common, Dave. Is we both know who Ed Scottman is.
it's our love for buffalo
It's
tracer. If
our
only
love.
Tyler was into it, it could have been our third thing.
Yeah. It's
This
unfortunate.
podcast would be wildly different every week.
I didn't grow up as privileged. My trophy side can be, growing up, having the first half of my life, not having the kind of love I have, and now having it. So I'm grateful for that. Grateful for lifelong friends. I've got lots of lifelong, very long-term friends. And then on the like the skill side, I'm grateful for my ability to talk to people and reason and deal and be diplomatic and get to the other side with people.
That's good.
If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
I would have.
I'd go to the goddamn country castle.
My guess is my original answer was dealt with circumcision. That's my guess. I have no idea.
I remember that being your answer.
Yeah,
when I listened to the show.
I think about that missing foreskin a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I did too. I just wonder what my dick would look like.
I would just wonder how it would feel.
How it would feel. And
Sensational.
also, like, did I have one of those really long foreskins that look like a little tube at the end, or was
Right.
it like a medium?
It was like a turtleneck that went halfway up.
turtleneck where it's like partially sticking out of
Balaclava.
there.
Freeze! Everybody, be cool. This is a robbery.
Any of you fuckers move out of that foreskin. Wait, what's the question?
If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
Oh, I wouldn't want to have to go to church. Just the religion part.
Same, man.
Because it was wasted on me. It was wasted on me. I don't have it anymore. I never wanted it to begin with. I've never been. I don't disparage anybody's belief in God, and I have my thoughts on things. What? I have my thoughts on things, and that's not to say that I'm one thing or another, but I just think that I didn't like. That's the one part of my childhood that I didn't like, was being raised Christian, quote unquote. I would have rather been left to my own devices and figure it out for myself where I wanted to be, and not have something basically to rebel against.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you 100%.
But my parents, they did a great job with me. They did. They were great parents to me. And I was fortunate in ways that most kids weren't. A lot of kids didn't have a good life or good parents, or parents who stayed together. My parents should have divorced. I mean, honestly, at one point, they were gonna.
Yeah.
And they didn't. But there was another time when they should have, and they didn't. But they worked through it. They took care of me. I had great parents. I just didn't like the religious, the fact that both sides of my parents, both families of my parents, were extra religious.
Yeah.
It wasn't shoved down my throat, but it was almost like an obligation.
Yeah.
To be a part of the religious stuff. And I never liked it, and I never wanted it, and I wish I could have not had to deal with that.
Yeah. Dave?
My parents did a good job too. But I do wish we didn't move around so much. That would have been nice. To like,
I understand that.
Yeah.
We moved a lot, not as much as you did. But
Yeah,
we
you moved
a
a
lot.
fuck ton, man.
yeah, and from state to state, it's kind of one of those where it's like, that's why, like, I don't even want to move houses. Well, Henry's in our house,
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, we'll just live here forever.
This is by
Why
far the
not?
longest I've lived in a house, the one I've lived in now.
Yeah.
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 You have been here a long time.
But we had good reasons why we moved.
Yep.
Gotta keep food on the table. Gotta
Absolutely.
move. So
I mean,
that's part of
necessity is the mother of invention, as they say.
Yeah, so that's part of it. So yeah, but yeah, it would have been nice to have just been in one area for my entire life.
Yeah, I moved 5 or 6 times as well. I mean, again, not nearly as much as you guys had to, but enough to have been affected.
To feel
by it,
disrupted
to just
a little
feel
bit.
disrupted and be like,
True.
oh, God, here we go. I gotta start all over.
There's,
It
I mean,
sucks.
there's some niceness to that.
Can
like
be.
also, like I remember.
Feels like an adventure.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's nice, and you get something new and fresh.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know, man. I look at like a bunch of friends that I have, like Tyler and Sean Miller of hashtag More Miller fame, and it's
Yeah.
like, man, you people, like, you guys have like some roots,
Yeah.
like
Sure.
some deep roots for sure. And it's like, I feel like that would be nice. I
Yeah.
feel like that would be nice to have.
It's a good answer. It's a very, very good answer. Mine would just be to not be raised so fucking stupidly Southern Baptist.
Yeah.
Like entrenched fucking satanic panic to the nines,
Yep.
tropey bullshit, Ned Flanders, Southern goddamn Baptist. Like, all the shit. Like, I love listening to, like, Red and Link's podcast, deconstructing it, because they were raised the same way in North Carolina, or South Carolina, or one of the Carolinas. Like, it's just so... And that's the only way I can make of it. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid to not just fucking squeeze the enjoyment out of fucking life.
Yep.
Like, if I could be raised by, like, my parents in 2015, my Obama era parents,
Yeah.
where they finally started to fucking loosen up and get out of all that bullshit, man, that'd been a totally different ball game. Just like, be religious, but not be fucking zealots about it.
It's
Not
absolutely
go to goddamn trunk or treats every year.
That's the way. You're right. It's okay. It's okay. Just
Yeah.
don't be a freak about
Yeah,
it. Don't
push it
shove
on
it
everybody.
down your kids' throats or everyone else's
And everybody else.
throats.
That's what I get frustrated about today, because like the point of it all of it is that it's a personal choice.
Right.
So any violation of the personal choice aspect is so goddamn stupid, and it pisses me off. So just, to be taken out of that and just be able to have, like, from the time I was 5 to 18, just some fucking normal memories,
Yeah.
and not all the... And I say the Obama era of my parents, because now my parents are into fucking Fox News, even though they will drink and do other fun shit, but now they're starting to slide down that rabbit hole. So I wouldn't want to be raised by my 2024 parents. Let's go back to where my dad can't get in line fast enough to vote for Obama level Randy. That's the guy.
Well, everybody else.
They did a
likes
good
it,
job
too.
in every other aspect. Love my
Yeah.
parents to death, but it is like, just take away that. I'm sure Brandon would probably feels the exact fucking way. Like, Ryan to a lesser extent, but I know like Leanne, Brandon's little sister, had like a different upbringing, 5 years
Sure.
apart. I'm sure Dana probably had a very different upbringing than you.
Yeah, we were really far apart though. We were 13 years apart. So I mean, I think about me 13 years ago, and it's like, yeah, I probably would have raised a kid considerably differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible. You want to skip that one?
I
Let's
do
skip it.
very much.
If you could wake up tomorrow having gained one quality or ability, what would it be?
Does it have to be can it be anything, or does it have to be a like real quality or ability?
X-ray vision.
I think superpowers is a totally different conversation.
Right. Okay.
I think one realistic,
Arguably a more fun one.
yes.
A more realistic ability or what?
Quality or ability.
I think I would like to be more easygoing, like less mad all the time. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry.
Yeah.
I
I wouldn't have guessed that from your answer of all the suffering I'm going to endure the rest of my life.
Right. It's very honestly, that line from that movie was very poignant to
Yeah.
me. It hit right in the middle of home for me. Because I am always that way, and I wish I wasn't. I wish I could just relax and unclench my butt and just chill all the time. Just be the kind of, like, my stepmom is just fucking chill. I don't think she's capable of anger, and I wish I were more like that. But I'm not. And I think it's born in me. I think it's genetic. Because I don't like that. And I'm not like, an asshole to everybody, but I'm always, the gears are always turning, and they're always grinding. I'm always mad.
Well, Melissa's the same way about anxiety. So she'll get mad at me like, why are you not worried about this shit? Well, I don't know.
And that's
not.
probably a little bit of it for me too. Yeah, something like that. Just where I could just chill the fuck out. I just wish I could chill the fuck out.
I have definitely said that to my wife before, where like that exact phrase,
Yeah.
like, why are you not worried about this or that?
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those. But for me, like in that situation, it was like you are normally very conscientious about this stuff. Why are you not worried?
Why
about
suddenly
it? Right?
is that not the case?
What's wrong?
What has happened?
What is wrong?
Yeah.
I think I would want more realistic judgment. I tend to see everything through rose-colored glasses.
You want to be more pragmatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just more practical. I try to keep all the Ted Lasso lessons. I keep that in my office and look at it. I had to remind somebody about that today when they said something shitty, and I pointed to the poster.
Believe.
Is
Just a yellow piece of paper. That
be
says
curious,
believe.
not judgmental.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, just to have a better, just be able to assess situations in a more realistic way. Pragmatism, practicality. Where so I could be guilty of toxic optimism, where I'm not worried because it's like, it'll work out. Yeah, sometimes it won't work out, and you need to see that and deal with it and make it better.
Yeah.
Dave, what about you?
Probably like the ability to have more realistic expectations. I feel like that would come in handy. I generally feel like I'm pretty, I don't know, real about a lot of shit, but then
You're a lot more grounded about shit than I am. You always have been.
but I think it's more of a, I don't know. I can really trick myself into being like, okay, so here's a good example. I've been studying Japanese for years now. And it's like my conversation with Miyamoto would literally be like, it literally would be like, here, there is a bus that is yellow. And it would not be pronounced like,
Right.
it's like, but it's like,
Peggy Hill Japanese.
yeah, I mean, 100%,
Yeah.
for sure. It's like, and I'm not like, it's fine. It's a little disappointing, to be honest with you, but it's like, so the whole reason I even bring that up is because it's like, I remember when I started learning and like the expectation where it's like, oh man, in 3 years, it's
Right.
going to be like, I'm going to be fucking watching anime with subtitles off.
Nope.
No, that's like,
Reading raw manga. It's going to be
Right.
great.
Yeah.
You have to be immersed in it.
yeah.
You have to.
And it's like, at this rate, it's like, that wouldn't happen for like 15 fucking years.
Right.
So it's like, so that's what I mean by like, I wish I had the ability to like,
But do you not think that your high expectations are what motivates you to start in the first place? Because if you don't have high expectations, wouldn't you just say fuck it
Fuck
and
it.
not even bother? Because
Yeah.
if you were to look through the and let me ask you this.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm not trying to psychoanalyze you here. It's just a legitimate
fucking
question I have.
strap me in. Let's hook it up.
If you-
I gave Ecto Cooler anal sex and breadsticks.
You have
So I deserve this.
have you enjoyed learning the Japanese that you have studied?
Yeah, I
Have
have.
you enjoyed the process?
Yeah, I have. I wouldn't have kept. I mean, I wouldn't have learned how to say a bus is yellow otherwise. Yeah.
But you do learn the desire to speak Japanese is still there to the extent that you still study it and you
Sure.
enjoy the process. And
Yeah.
you like to read it and you like to look and train. It's even if it's not, I'm gonna fucking Saitama One Punch Man. It's just training and now
Yeah.
I'm an expert.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like that, but you enjoy the process.
Right.
If you went back and told your fucking self 6 years ago, you're not going to be as far ahead as you had hoped in 6 years. In fact, you might be disappointed in the results. Then you wouldn't have started, and
I
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
have.
have been
No,
able
absolutely.
to enjoy the process.
That's true.
So I do understand what you're saying, but I also think that sometimes having high expectations is what gets us started on something in the first place, despite the fact that maybe, at least in my case, more often than not, it turns out to be a disappointment.
That's fair. That's fair. And you're right. I mean, I wouldn't have started. If I like time travel, be like, I got one chance of time travel, I'm gonna go back and tell myself how embarrassingly bad I am at Japanese.
Let me ask you this, Dave. Let me flip
Yeah.
this by you.
Okay.
Knowing you for nigh on 20 plus years now.
Sure, yeah.
So, like, and I'll tie it back to us having the conversation over who is Naruto and who is Sasuke.
Okay.
Because 100% you're Sasuke.
Yeah.
And
Well, I love Snake Men.
hell yeah.
I do fucking love some Snake Men.
But Sasuke's whole thing is his talent. And I could genuinely say you are one of the more talented people I've ever met in my life. You have a high base level of talent when you first try things more than most people I've seen.
True. I
Like
agree with this
to like an
statement.
amazing level. So do you get frustrated whenever you try things and you're used to a certain level of natural talent? If you don't have it in this area, you get frustrated because it's like, why am I not as good as this as I am at this, and this?
Well, I don't use that tone. No. Well, when you do shit, you sound like this.
Why people self-evaluate like that?
Yeah, no, I do. I get frustrated, but I don't think it's because I feel like I'm fucking like good at shit.
Well, I know you won't feel like that.
It's just-
but I see that, and Ian and I both see that.
It's-
So I knew you wouldn't feel like that.
No, but it is frustrating when I try something and it's like, this is when I know it's beyond me. That's when I get really frustrated. When it's like, fuck, this is like not achievable. Like,
To add to that, I run into that problem and I'm like, I should be able to do this. And I get mad because I'm not. You know, I refuse to accept it.
yeah.
I hammer away at things and don't get better, don't get worse. But it's
But
like
when
I
you suck at
plateau
everything
and I
equally,
stay
you'd
there.
have no talent. And when you try something you suck, it's like, okay, par for the course. You're not upset about it.
Oh my
When
god.
you're Naruto, it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm not good at that either.
Yeah. Sometimes I
trying.
turn into a sexy lady. Let my friends masturbate to me.
With this much older man who taught my dad.
Hey, turn into that lady again. Teacher's horny.
Show me the sexy jutsu.
Get rid of the clouds though.
Trying to watch Naruto with Kenna, and the early episodes were like he and Konohamaru are trying to spy on girls in the bathroom, and Kenna's very
I
confused.
forgot about that.
And I'm trying to explain to her. She's like, "What are they doing?"
Well,
It's a
see,
boy
daughter,
thing.
anime is inherently horny. It's like something you have to understand, but it means good sometimes.
And when he fucking transforms into the naked girl with smoke, she's like, "Daddy, what are we watching?" It gets different.
See, I've
It's
grown
really
accustomed
good.
to this. To me, it's normal. And one day,
I was waiting for this. I was wondering if it was going to happen.
If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know?
why?
Yeah.
You just leave it open-ended like that and see what it says.
42.
Yeah.
That would be my luck. The real answer would be 42, and I would smash that ball into a million little pieces.
Like, you know it's 19.
Oh, that's even worse.
For the longest time, I would have asked what I'm supposed to do with my life, because that was my biggest question, because I never
Really?
felt like for the longest time, I felt so fucking lost. Like nothing made sense, nothing made me happy.
I think that's a
until-
lot of people.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, it really.
I
And
mean, I
like
would
at
be
different,
career counselors and all sorts of shit. I just couldn't figure it out.
even at different times of their lives, you know? And maybe it's not even like a professional thing even, you know? But it's like a, you know, maybe it's like a partner, you know? Like one of those things. Or it's like, what am I, yeah. I guess my point is I think we're all trying to figure shit out
Yeah.
constantly.
And now I'm probably in the rarity where like I'm very happy with my profession
Yeah.
and where I'm at.
Yeah, that's
I'm not going to
awesome.
stop, but I'm happy where I'm at. If I didn't advance anymore, I'd be happy doing what I'm doing until I retire. But other than that, shit, I don't know. Like I wouldn't want to know when or how I'm going to die or
You can ask it anything.
anything. Truth about myself. That would be a good one. Something that. How many times have I masturbated? It's the truth about myself.
That'd be fun.
I used to fantasize about being able to pull up a mental ICQ chat history.
Now there's a mutant power.
To go through, pull up, like, have I ever spoken to this person? And then, oh, I have. I said, excuse me to this person in line 12 years ago. Or look through every word you've ever
that's
said.
139478. Of course you have.
Soon, Apple Intelligence will be able to tell you these things.
Shit. I would be curious about some sort of truth about myself. I can't think of something right now, but I would want to know
If I had,
some truth about myself, rather, as opposed to my life or something else, something that I don't see that would be beneficial to me.
maybe, I would probably
Be
default
valuable.
to something like, is this the darkest timeline of me? And if
Nope.
the answer is no, that's hopeful. You know, it could be worse.
I'm not a crystal ball, but I can say it's definitely
Yeah.
not the darkest timeline of you.
Yeah, darkest time.
Probably
of you.
not.
Does it get back with Tanya?
Right.
Can you imagine that? You?
Oh, I know that. I don't. Yeah, I do. I do know that me.
Dave, you?
I would ask it, is the One Piece real? Looks at Ian, gauges reaction. Did I do the thing right? All right.
Yeah, I'm nodding.
Okay, good. That's something I know purely from memes.
I'm on that quest, you know, and I don't know if I'm going to live to see the I don't know if anybody's going to live to see the end.
Will I read The Winds of Winter?
I saw the meme. I guess it was today. I don't even know if it was on our server or not, but it was like essentially that Doctor Who is the One Piece for British people.
Oh my God, yes.
What would I ask the
What's
crystal
Stephen
ball?
King going to do with the Dark Tower series? What's the next thing? I just want to scoop everybody.
What color is Ecto Cooler really? I think it'd be fun to give Henry this quiz. And just like record his answers and
Yeah, then read it to him at his wedding.
uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know.
Is
man.
the One Piece real?
I don't like a real true answer. I don't know. I don't know what I'd ask. But
I would spend a lot of time like dwelling on it. And then I would still be like, then I would ask it something and then I would be like, oh, I should have asked that instead.
yeah, I'd hoard the question like I do
The
items. in an
joke store
RPG.
called. Ran out of you. Have that moment. I'd fly all the way back.
Is there something you've dreamed of doing for a long time? Why haven't you done it?
I have dreamed of being like a professional, like a musician, in a band, like a real, you know,
Yeah.
a real band that like lasts in, you know, a big group, you know, and it's practicality.
Yeah.
It didn't line up with the way my life was going. I wasn't about
You would have had to give up some huge dirtbaggy things.
Could not leave the family behind and pursue this music career. And I wouldn't have thought to do it before I had a family on the way because I was a minor before I had a family. You know, right before. I stopped being a minor right before I had a child. So it wouldn't have been fair to them. And I don't know that it would have. I just, you know, I would have been too scared to pull the trigger. But I do like playing music. I like being on stage. I like performing, and that would have been nice. That would have been fun. But I didn't do it because it wasn't practical, which I think is the reason a lot of people don't do a lot of the things
for sure.
Because this doesn't work out for the. You know, you have other people in your life. If you do, they depend on you. You can't just fucking. I mean, you can, but it's the shitty thing to
Right.
do,
Yeah.
right?
So I think the real answer is what stops you from the dream is that you're a good person.
Conscience,
Yeah.
right?
You're just a good person.
I'm a good person. Yes.
Dave, you?
Yeah, I mean, plenty of stuff, but it's nothing like no huge things. Like I do feel like, being in a band and like that's a big thing. Like that, like if you were in a band, that's like a life-changing kind of thing.
Yeah, it is big.
Mine are like so small that it's like I could do that probably, but it's like, why don't I? I guess I'm too cheap to do it. Or it's like, I don't know, I don't want to ask off for 2 weeks.
Right.
Shit like that. So I can't, I'm gonna be like dying and my grandchildren can be like, Pop, why did you never go to Japan? Well, I didn't want to ask for a month off from work, you see?
And Japan's expensive, kids.
It's also very expensive, yeah.
I'd have blown all my money on gotchas, and it just
Would have been in Shake's pocket for the rest of my life, and I didn't want to do that.
That's for goddamn sure.
Because I'm extremely fortunate that I can check off, the big ones of love, family, friends, career. So right now I'm chasing achievement is really all it is. Like that self, and not even like, it's just self-satisfactory achievement. So that's just, I'd say my doctorate, and I'll do it next year.
I love that about you. I love that you're driven to improve yourself and to have those goals. I've never had that. I've never had those kind of goals to where I was motivated to the point of, I'm going to get my master's. Now I'm going to get my doctorate. Now I'm going to, have these things that I'm going to call you Dr. Holland. When you get it, that's...
I like it a lot.
Tyler's no longer on the table. It's Dr. Holland.
Because that, and then like, I even thought like, after I do that, what would I do? Because it's not a research doctorate. Like you have to keep up. It's just, it's an achievement doctorate. So once you got it, you got it. It's like, would I be done after that? Oh, I'm really only like 1 semester away from getting a second bachelor's in philosophy. I'd probably do that.
Might as well. I mean,
really, yeah, I'm close. I'd do that way later on when, if I have enough money just to throw. I'll get worth out of a doctorate. I won't get shit out of a second bachelor's in philosophy.
Right.
But like later
but
on,
that's really close. I mean,
yeah,
It'll look
I'm
good
close
on
enough
the
that I can
wall,
do it.
hanging on the wall next to your doctorate.
Yeah.
that's the one everyone fixates on, though.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
Yep.
wow.
Because
Bachelor's in philosophy.
Huh?
Oh man.
Doctor, that's amazing.
I think, therefore I am.
I didn't go to school for 8 years to be called Mr. Holland.
Because I'll start about the same time Anna does, so it'll be a race to see who gets there first. Because she'll be an audiologist. She's already said everything next. She's a senior at Murray State, so she'll go to University of Knoxville.
Nope.
Jesus Christ.
No, you just moved her in. I remember.
What is the greatest? I think we should end on this one. We'll end about halfway through question 15.
Go. Wow.
Yeah. What's the greatest accomplishment of your life?
Oh, ending on a down note, I see. Okay.
That one's gonna, honest to God, that one's gonna be tropey.
Yeah,
for
well,
me.
you got to be. Yeah.
And that is just that my family.
Yeah.
Gage is alive and well and healthy and good, and Miles is grown and healthy and can take care of himself, and he's smart and wonderful. Both my sons are lovely, wonderful, amazing people that I cannot. There are no words to express how I feel about them, and I had a big hand in making them that way. Mm-hmm. And that I was able to get and keep a partner as frustratingly good as Tanya. She and I don't always see eye to eye, and we don't get along all the time. And sometimes I think we would rather see the other hit by a bus than walk through the front door.
That bus is yellow.
But
Can confirm.
she also likes tea. But at the end of the day, I know what I've got in her, and she knows what she's got in me. Mm-hmm. And we're a good team, and we love each other very much. And we managed to withstand a great deal together. We barely knew each other when all this started.
Yeah.
And we're still together. And it used to be for so many reasons we loved kind of spitting in the face of our parents who swore that it would never work. And so yeah, sometimes we stayed together out of
why you
sheer
guys still in this?
stubbornness.
Spite?
Yeah,
Is that
and
a reason?
spite, especially.
Sorry, we can't accept this.
My dad could tell me 100 more times how wrong he was, and I will still never forgive him for the way he treated me and the way he treated her. Mm-hmm. It's never going to happen, and I admit that freely. I won't say that to him. He's probably listening to the show and just doesn't tell me, but. That was a bad time. It put a big dark shadow over my life that didn't need to be there. It would have been a lot different had I received more than just financial support at the beginning from him. And I'm grateful for the support he gave. I am. But it was always he always looked at my situation as, I always felt like for the longest time he looked at my situation as I failed. I didn't ever get to achieve my potential because this happened.
Yeah.
And I don't think that he fully believes that now, but I do think it's still there, and it's always going to be there for me because I never felt like more of a disappointment to my father than the day I told him my wife, my then girlfriend, was pregnant. And he looked at me as if I were something he needed to scrape off the bottom of his shoe.
Oh, God.
That day.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
But I overcame that.
Yeah.
And he did help. He provided. He's a good dad. He loved us. He took care of us. He gave us more money than I had a right to receive. If it hadn't been for him financially, we would have been a whole lot worse off, at least at the beginning. So I'm grateful for that. But I know he did it out of some misguided sense of obligation. But if nothing else, she and I can stand tall and say we fucking did it. We proved everybody that said this wasn't going to last. We proved them wrong.
Yeah, that's a fucking hell of an achievement.
And even though Tanya and I can be at odds sometimes, there's no one I would rather have in my life right now than her. I love her, and I'm glad I met her, and I'm glad we went through this because, man, we got some stories out of it. We have lived. It's been tough. It's been hard, and she's suffering now, and I don't know if we're at end game for her or what's going on. She could live another 30 years. I could die tomorrow. I don't know, but I do know that I ended up with the right person. And at the end of the day, that's really what I'm most proud of, is that she and I pulled it together and got our kids out alive.
Yeah.
And we're working on getting our grandkid out alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is my answer.
Very good one. Very, very, very good one. Dave?
This big long hog.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You worked hard for that.
It's an achievement.
Like Sean Baby, just fucking pulling it jelking for days to make it.
Well, you know they have that surgery where they can to make you taller, they break your legs.
Yeah.
Every 2 years I break my dick. And
Did they put like pins in it?
A new dick bone.
not pins, it's like small wooden marbles.
Yep. I know the ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the marble.
Yeah, the small wooden marbles. You work yourself up procedurally to larger marbles. Eventually glass.
Your dick feels like those vibrators that the ball bearings in that go in circles.
Like just that massive.
And it
balls
rotates
in
and makes the sound. Yeah.
What's wrong with
it's
your
bigger.
dick? Nothing. It's working exactly
What
as
do you
I
mean?
designed.
What's wrong with it? What's wrong with
What's
you?
right with it?
Come sit on this and tell me that.
No, don't put it in. Just
Everybody-
sit on it.
Everybody wants to be filled with a bag of BBs.
A rotating
You
bag
cannot
of
tell me
BBs.
goddamn different.
Butterfinger BBs.
Cowabunga.
How about you, Tyler?
Being able to provide happiness and stability to the people I love the most,
Hell yeah.
including family, you guys, everybody that I love, being able to make them happy and feel loved and be stable and happy.
Hell yeah.
Very good.
Hell yeah.
That's 15 for 36. I feel like I love you guys a little bit more.
Did we get through all of them last time?
We did.
Wow.
But there was only 2 people.
Yeah, but still.
I mean, we could probably go another
We could
hour
do
and a half
the other.
and get through them.
We
but I
could
don't
do
want
the
to.
other 21 questions as a Patreon episode if you want.
Well, let's not go crazy. Every time we release something on Patreon, our Patreon number goes down.
True.
So I am not fucking touching that shit.
I think that's a fine idea.
So next week we aim for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. This time I promise I will do it.
If you
Or
don't.
some.
If you don't.
We can do the rest
I
of
got
this.
I got more
series.
questions if you don't feel like it next week.
It's all good, man.
I enjoyed this. I had fun with all
Yeah,
this.
I enjoy this too.
Yeah, it was good.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher. No, not Stitcher, not SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, all over the goddamn place. Lots of stuff going on, but most importantly, there's that Patreon.
Money, please.
Money, please.
Once again, I'd like to ask you, we are once again asking you to give us money for $1 a month. You can get access to all of our bonus content, which we are no longer producing because when we do, our Patreon donations go down, apparently.
Yeah, analytics is a bitch, man.
We can't help it.
You look at the numbers and it's like,
look at the numbers.
I got the chart. Production line goes up. Donation, steep decline.
The Dark Tower series actually cost us money.
Yeah, actually, come to think of it, I think that might have been a joke, but I think you're right.
Well, the Crimson King and the Lowman didn't appreciate us taking the truth out, so we shifted into a different reality, and our donations went down. That's how we know shit's different now. Our donations went down. We're in the bad world.
Do you think when COVID hit at any point, do you think Stephen King was like, oh shit, is this super flu? I'm supposed to be in the Key world.
Right.
I'm in the Keystone world. This can't be.
No.
Richard Bachman's laughing.
He was probably like, I tried to tell you people.
I love your Stephen King, by the way. I meant to mention that earlier.
I think he really stopped up to get it really good.
This
like
needs
I
to be a
am right
reoccurring
now.
character.
It won't be
Shmee-
consistent
Shmee and
enough.
King.
Me and King.
Not quite Ian. Not quite Stephen King. For the sum total of $1, you can have access to all of our bonus content up to this point. And there's kind of a lot of it. So it could keep you busy for many, many hours that you probably would turn around and wish you were masturbating instead. But you can masturbate while you're listening to our Patreon content.
Just don't tell us about
be a
it.
multitasker. And yeah, we don't need to know that.
You're welcome to do it. I don't want to hear about it.
Did you know?
I'll even encourage it, but don't tell us about it.
Did you know that just today, we are now, or actually it was yesterday, one more person is now allowed to masturbate to our Patreon content as of yesterday, and that is Super Garbage Day.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
Thank
yeah.
you, Super Garbage
That's
Day.
I was hoping you were going to say.
With our newest Patreon donation. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
We also have donations that come in every single month by people that give us, wait for it, $20 or more to do this. Like what we're doing right now. I have a whole list of people that give us at least $20. Some of them give more. Just because of
meltingly amazing.
It's crazy. It's insane. So, as a thank you for that, we like to refer to these people as our executive producers, and as a little bonus for them, for their donations to us, I like to read their names on the air every week. And you, dear listener, are legally obligated to listen to them. So, I will read those now. starting with Cubicle Monkey, Gamebug Prime, Nathan Eaton, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Pinball Airplane Archmaze, Chris Edler, sorry you couldn't be on this episode, Derek Pope Sandwich, comes on his wife, Jeff Miners, congratulations on your marriage.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
He said,
Fat guy
you
laughing.
got my name wrong. He says, you got my new nickname wrong. I'm gonna set you straight.
You know what we should have done is
And I
like,
did. I was like, okay, well, what's that? He's like, I'll pull out. I go, okay, Jeff, I'll fix it. And I did.
1,000 apologies,
As
sir.
promised.
we should have given him the absolute worst name. The
Comes
audacity.
in his wife is pretty bad.
Excuse
Wife
me.
comes in him.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I'm not saying the act isn't awesome.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's not such a great nickname.
Oh, sir, we differ wildly. Yeah. But I think the audacity of being like, you got my name wrong, and be like, oh, okay.
Sorry, Burger Bottom.
You're right. Yeah. Hey,
be
Burger
worse.
Bottom's back. In Jeff form.
Jeff Miners. Where was I?
Jeff, Burger Bottom Jeff. That's where you were.
Wasn't me.
it was me.
Okay, Burger Bottom.
Tell
Jeff
Cersei it was
Miners.
me.
Congratulations on your marriage. Drink Smith, Joey Webster, Sandwich Pope, Phil Hawkins, who will probably be here next week unless I flake out again. He can come on next week anyway. I don't care.
True.
You can come on and take this quiz with us. We'll start over.
We'll catch him up. We'll catch him up.
Let's not go crazy.
No,
I don't want to start
It's
over.
only fair.
We'll be drunk next time.
Okay. Louisville correspondent Princess Consuela, Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick,
Can't
Taryn
get drunk
Dahl.
on a Monday, man.
Yeah, it's not. It's fine, but I can't either. Canadian Turbo Nerd Thomas and Treff Dietrich. Those are our executive producers. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to all of our donors.
Hell yeah.
Every time Dave
Hell
sends me
yeah.
that little link that shows that we have money, and I go, God Almighty, it is nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very
It's
nice.
nice.
Very,
Yep.
very
Thanks, y'all.
nice.
It's the only thing I do that I actually really like that I
Pulled
get
my-
paid for.
Pulled my ass out of so many fires.
Same. Still does.
Yep.
Every month.
Put my ass in a lot of fires. More money, more problem.
money, more
You see?
problems. I got 99 problems.
But monthly Patreon donations are not one of them.
donations are not one. Thanks to Brad from Arizona. He did write us a letter, an email, if you will, electronic mail
What?
about Lord of the Rings, which I will read when we get to that one next week. So don't fear, Brad. I haven't forgotten you, just like you didn't forget us. And I believe that is all of the old business for this week.
So how you guys want to close it out? Besides our theme song, be moved. That's Gamer Drive. Link to back. TADPOG.com.
I changed that closer, by the way.
Okay.
It still says that, but I took out some of the stuff that was stupid.
Oh, I thought you were going to see added fart noises periodically.
No,
Like
I didn't do
echoey
that
fart
shit.
noises.
I meant to.
All right.
No, it's just different. A different script. It's less dumb.
Like Stephen King. like,
Oh,
like
hell
Shmi
yeah.
and King.
Shmi and King. Yeah, okay.
So until next time.
Tropical Capricorn.
I just want to hear you guys do it.
It's a me, Shmi.
It's a me. TADPOG is hosted and produced by Tyler Holland, Dave Moore, and Ian Chandler and releases new episodes every Wednesday. You can find them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and just about anywhere else podcasts are hosted. If you have a question or comment for the hosts, don't hesitate to call us at 270-883-2555 and leave us a voicemail. If we like it, we'll play it on the show and respond. If you'd like to send us something, you can do so at TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 423. 22002. If you'd like to donate to the show, visit patreon.com/tadpog, and with a minimum donation of $1 per month, you will get access to all of our fun bonus content. Join the conversation on our Discord server at bit.ly/tadpogdiscord. Registration is free, and we'd love to have you there. If you enjoy our show and haven't already, don't forget to find and tap that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Okay, go.
So I hadn't listened to something in a very long time, and it came up in YouTube, because I use YouTube all the goddamn time. Every day I use YouTube all fuck ton. It's my primary source of media is fucking YouTube.
Same. I'm surprised to hear that, honestly. I thought
home.
TikTok would have outweighed YouTube.
Just because I don't use TikTok at work, I use YouTube at work.
You got that premium?
Even then, yeah, I do.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And even then, I sit 8 hours of YouTube at night because I use that dark cherry noise to sleep. So by far, yeah. I mean, TikTok
Dark
is
cherry
up there.
noise is
Dark
my
cherry.
stripper noise. It's my stripper name. Noise? God. Idiot. Can we start this over?
No.
Go back. What's your greatest achievement?
Schmian is running the board now.
Fucking, oh, hell.
So, but when I click on, you can pick on my mix and play like your most 40 most recent, most listened to songs. And something I hadn't listened to in fucking forever popped up. And pending approvals of multiple levels, I proposed changing the theme song.
Oh, my God.
From moves to something else that I feel is far more deserving. And equally as catchy.
I just re-recorded the closer.
Well, we have to do it right away. If you guys want to do it.
I'm just kidding. It took 5 minutes.
Because I listened to it, I was like, fuck, this is really good. And he made it for us specifically.
What?
So changing it to Tadpogorific by one Nile the Nightmare.
I don't know that I'm
He
familiar
made us.
with
He
this.
made us a song. And he doesn't sing. It's just like audio, moves. It's so fucking good.
Okay.
And Sycamore Drive won't even fucking talk to us.
That is true.
We've tried to show him appreciation.
Now
He's
the
just
nightmare will.
Nightmare fucking will. That goddamn right.
Okay.
That's just a proposal pending his approval.
Phew.
And
This
your
is
approval.
exciting.
Whew. The
Season 2.
traditionalist in me is shook.
I know. But we're also talking about changing to the Three Amigos logo.
Let's
we
do
should
it at the
just
same
do
time.
that at the same
Let's do it
time.
at the same time. Okay. Yeah, if we'll do that, let's change the name of the show too.
Okay.
Three Amigos Pog. Three Amigos play old games.
I'm dead. I just want to put that out there.
But oh shit,
And if you guys don't like it, we'll use a different stinger.
we shouldn't have recorded it. No. We shouldn't have recorded it because I would think it would be more fun to just one day without saying anything to the listener, changing the name, the art, and the theme song.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Even though I haven't done it in a while, I have used different music for the opening of the show
Yeah.
several times. In
Why
the
is my
recent
podcatcher
past.
automatically recording Diddy's Dong?
Oh, can we please call it Diddy's Dong Quest? Yeah, I forgot about this. Please,
I don't want to
please.
give
It was such
him,
a good idea. I forgot about.
I don't want to give him the potential satisfaction of being able to sue us.
No, he couldn't sue us.
You don't think that Diddy is probably one of the most litigious people in the world, especially now?
I think
I don't know.
I
He's
think
in
he's
prison. I
busy.
don't
busy figuring out how to sue
He's
people.
living the time of his fucking life right now.
This is what I worked so hard for.
That's what you
Turns
fuckers,
out I didn't have to work that hard for this.
you fuckers think you got me, but you just made it better.
You're locked in here with me.
I haven't heard the song.
It's good. It's very good.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to find that song after we are finished talking, and I'm going to play it on this episode after the stinger. Does that work for everybody?
Sounds good to me.
And then everybody listening, vote with your dollar. For every dollar we get on patreon.com/tadpog is a vote for something that you want, regardless of whether or not it's a song or a belief. If you give us $1, it's a vote for something you want.
With it understanding that we're going to do whatever the fuck we want, regardless of how you want to spend your dollar.
But you voted, so you could feel good about it.
Yes.
Just like in America.
$1,
Just like in
one
America.
vote.
And we aren't even trying to hide the fact that we're trying to buy your vote. $1, one
Gonna
vote.
Fuck.
We're gonna musk it.
We don't even know what you're electing.
Yeah.
Just $1.
Yeah.
$1
Do
equal
your
one
civic
vote.
TADPOG duty.
All right, stand by for the potential new Tadpog theme.
$500, 500 votes.
Yeah, even more.
How
Yeah.
many votes
Make
do I
that
get?
super PAC.
How many votes do I get for $600, Dave?
$600. Well, currently I'm running a special on votes.
Yeah?
$600 or more gets you 1.2 votes per dollar.
You have to get on this right now.
yeah.
What a deal. How you don't want to miss out on this deal.
No,
Guys.
I won't use it to buy a PlayStation Pro. That's the truth.
That's
I won't.
my campaign promise.
I will not do it.
I'm not going to buy a new Xbox with that money. It's not going to happen.
I won't pay my power bill.
That's a fucking power bill right there.
Yep.
Good
That is a
Lord.
whopper.
It's gone down a lot since I unplugged that fridge that was plugged up back here.
Did you take the stuff out of it?
No, don't open it.
You might
Good
wanna
to know.
tape it up.
Tell John before he comes over. John, that fridge in there, don't use it.
Don't do it.
All right, he's been told. We don't have to tell him again.
Yeah.
You made it this far.